Now let's take a look at a flight where we had some exceedances. So this shows that we've had 6 events in this particular flight. Simply click on the flight and it's going to open up showing all of the events that occurred. Starting out with information of an AGL event timeline on the top. This allows you to quickly see where in that flight profile these events occurred. So this I can see was during takeoff, whereas this event was during landing, and nothing occurred during the cruise phase of flight. All events are color-coded, starting with blue as low severity, yellow here as medium severity, and red as high severity. I can either select those directly from the timeline or from my events list over here. If I click on a flight file, I'm going to see several pieces of information. First off, we're going to have the full event trigger parameter listed. So this can easily show me what thresholds I've set as well as the parameters that I've used to develop this event trigger. We'll have the duration and then the individual parameters that make up that event. In this case, I am identifying when I'm under 1500 feet AGL but above 500 feet. So I'm in this bracket of airspace. And so that's why on my elevation I have a high severity line here at 1500 and a high severity line here at 500. I'm also using the same severity limits for low, medium, and high. And therefore only the highest severity is shown. In this case, there should be a blue and yellow line directly under this red line. This will be shown in vertical speed as I have a medium and high severity limit shown. The high severity shows me that I was descending at 1900 feet per minute during this event. The peak exceedances are identified within an event and listed. The events are also bracketed by color on the event timeline. As you can see, I've got a red shaded area on this event timeline showing where the event occurred. I can review that information and add notes to it and quickly validate and invalidate it right from this page. I'm going to go ahead and select valid, and you can see it's changed over here on my event list as well. And I can add notes to any event. In this case, I'm going to say Joe Pilot, excessive descent, and update. Now these notes are searchable, so I can do a search for Joe Pilot in the future or excessive descent in the future to bring up these particular events or flights that have these events in them. If I want to get out of this event and go back to the flight page, I can simply click the X, or if I'd like to review it for more detail, I can click this down arrow for a download. You can see this download arrow is available next to each event, and I can download the entire flight file up here. I can look at the next event here directly from the list and either invalidate it or validate it. I want to look at this low severity event. This was a max pitch that it looked like happened right after takeoff for 20 seconds. This is saying I want to know when my pitch is greater than 12 degrees, 15 degrees, or 18 degrees. I have a slight blue line here showing that it was a low severity threshold and then graduates here to yellow. In the timeline I have a slight shade of blue so I can quickly see that it was also a low severity event that peaked out at 14 degrees. So I'm going to go ahead and validate this event as well. This is going to be your day-to-day utilization of the Envision software, the validation and invalidation of events. Here on the flight page, I can also add in notes saying this too was Joe Pilot and debriefed last Tuesday. Update. Now this note will always stay with the flight. Once I'm finished, I can either hit the back arrow, or up here I have a breadcrumb trail where I can just go back to the flights, or I could click latest here. You can now see I have 6 of 6 events reviewed.